The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Here we are at another home on the island of Orist, and this is my cousin Ellie, and she's sitting next to my cousin Margareta. And this is a childhood friend of Ellie's, Roland, and who plays the guitar and actually is an actor, Shakespeare. So maybe my son should invite him to Hollywood. Okay. Anyway, it's beautiful here, and it's a lovely house, and we'll take other pictures. But I wanted you to see the shrimp, and these shrimp are not like our American shrimp. These are very small, have big heads, and there's a lot of work. But once you do all the work, they taste very nice. But it's a very small taste, a very small portion, but it's fun, and the Swedes love it. Okay, and this is the time of year, August, when everyone enjoys it, and I want to thank you, Ellie. Ellie has just moved here from London, where she spent her adult life, raised her family. Husband died last year, so she's now back here on the island of Orist, and this is land that her parents owned. They owned a huge farm. So, tack så mycket, Ellie.
Yeah, skål and cheers.
Ja. So now we're inside in Ellie's home, and Ellie is serving us salmon with spinach and peas, potatoes, and wonderful sauce that you put on the salmon. So now all of us are going to sit down and enjoy.
Where are you going? You can sit.
Here is Ellie's house. It's the typical Swedish red house with the little porch entrance. And now her friend Roland and childhood friend. Thank you, Roland. And so now here is the little stuga back here. This is the guest house. And so every house has a little house. And Margareta, ska du gå in?
Ja.
Yeah. Okay, so here he's bringing some two canes or walking sticks, actually, so that she can get in. She needs them for support. And here we have beautiful, beautiful place, and there's must be a place to hold the lawnmower and other stuff. And so this is beautiful. And this was a part of Ellie's parents' farm. And she lived in England her whole adult life and just moved back here less than a year ago. But she had this house built 15 years ago, anticipating that she would return here. Notice the brick roofs, clay roofs, typical of Europe. Okay, and it's going to go in?
Yeah.
Too hard? Okay, she's not going in. Okay, but we are. And, oh, look at this. So here we have a little kitchen, everything you need. And here's got to be the shower. Oh, how lovely, the lovely bathroom. And this is just fabulous. And here we are looking outside. And here's a little sofa, an old-fashioned sofa. that used to be in kitchens. And here we have an old-fashioned sewing machine, a singer. Look at that, a singer and a clock. And bunk beds. Yeah. And of course the Swedish flag. And here we have a typical Swedish scene, just like the one we're in, with the birch trees, the red house, and this is all embroidered. Okay. And we're always close to nature. So here we are looking out the window, and you can see stone walls, trees, bushes, and Margareta. Okay, I'm on the ferry from Svanesund. It's going over to the mainland, and these are houses that are situated on the island of Orust in the area called Svanesund. And you can see how beautiful these houses are situated, and the Swedes love to be high up on the rocks. You can see that. So this is a very short trip across. Now we're inside the Judhammer's Herrgård, which is a former manor, and it's now a restaurant. And we're seated inside. It's a lovely, lovely restaurant, and you can see how old-fashioned it is with the chandelier and so forth. And so now, there are so many people here, lots of people. And here is today is the menu. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna get. I always get the fish dish. Okay. And here is the place you come to get your homemade bread. And you cut your own bread. Here it is. And this is called knäckebröd, which is hardtack in English. Here are the cookies for later and more desserts. And this is a bar, which is quite filled with just about everything you might want. And, I never noticed. Here we have another section where a lot of people can stay here. So, and får jag fråga, är det fisk? Okej. Och är det fisk?
Nej, lasagne.
Okej, så smakar det gott?
Smakar jättegott.
Ja, och den?
Ja.
Ja. Jag kommer från Amerika. Och so here is fish, here is beef, and two very happy customers. All right, so here we are outside, and you can see this is an old-fashioned kitchen sofa, they called it. And these are very popular. They were in the latter part of the 19th century, and they're used now actually in houses which love to have mix the old with the new. And so this is like the sunroom, and they have built on here. Oh, ursäkta mig. They have built here outside under a tent a whole new area. Oh my goodness, look at all these people. And here is where the music happens. They have all kinds of bands that play, and you can see in the distance there's more room for more activities. So it's become quite a wonderful place to gather, and the price is very reasonable. And so we're going to come back here and you can see the old coffee pot, and and here we have an old and silverware is in that. Again, the old coffee pots. Okay, so you can see how popular this place is. All right, there's so many people that come here, and mainly because the food is so good. And the first thing you do is you come to the salad bar. So here we have the salad bar, and you just can eat all you want from the salad bar, and down there are drinks. And I'm sure they have some Lingensaft, which is my favorite. Oh, yes, there's the Lingensaft, and check them out. And here we have all of the salad variety. So this is the first course. And we're going to go right now. We're waiting for margarita, the one on the right, because we have two margaritas. The one on the left is my relative, and the one on the right, her husband, was my relative. So we're waiting now for Ina, who is this margarita's daughter, and another relative who's coming named Brigitta. And she's also a genealogist, so she's been very helpful with finding new relatives. Actually, she's finding too many. I have too many relatives. Okay, well, this is lovely. So the name of the place is Judhammer's Herrgård, and it's in Erdsmål, which is the first town after you get from the ferry onto the mainland. It's an absolutely wonderful place. Okay, and here we have Ina Langsberg, my third cousin, maybe? And she brought these lovely lilies. Beautiful lilies. And this is Birgitta Sahlgren, who is also a third cousin or fourth. And you've already met Margareta, mother to Ina. Och den andra Margareta här också. Hej du.
Hej.
Hey. That means hi in Swedish. So, and Ina is a journalist, and she lives in Gothenburg and has a wonderful house high up on a hill overlooking the Nörsund Sound. And she is very talented, hardworking, and a very interesting personality. So,
Thank you.
Ina, it's wonderful to see you again. Thanks for coming
absolute-
for lunch with me.
Just a pleasure to
Yeah.
be here and to finally meet again after COVID and all. So happy to see we can meet all here now today.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots
Okay.
of love.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So outside the restaurant is a working farm, and many horses are here. I don't know if you can see some in the background there. Notice all the flowers. Swedes love flowers, and they're everywhere. So here we are on the outside of this former manor. And so charming outside, charming inside. There's another house over here, and we can see the plowed fields in the distance, the barn, and there's a wagon that carries horses, and it's quite a popular place. The food is great, and I come here every single year, and hopefully more than once. So this is the Judhammer's Herrgård, and the sign says Velkommen, which means welcome, and we certainly were. Here we are on the area between the two islands of Tjörn and Orst. And you can see in the distance the landscape is quite similar to many parts of Sweden's west coast, and that is lots of rocks, lots of trees, and to get closer to the island over there. So that's an island, and so there are many islands on the west coast. So we're on an island, but the island has other islands off of it, and those islands have islands off of it, of them. It's quite amazing. So many, and we call this an archipelago in English, and that's exactly what this is. In the distance, I can see a sailboat, which is another favorite pastime of all the Swedes and the Norwegians. Sailboats, motorboats, but mainly sailboats. Beautiful. Okay, we're back at Håkan and Solveig's house, which they built themselves. They got wood from their property and put it through a planer, and everything in here was done by the two of them. The plumbing, the electricity, the building of the house. Really remarkable. And here comes Håkan's daughter Veronica and Molly, the little granddaughter. And yes, hi Molly. Hur mår du? Mår du fint som snus?
Som smör.
Hej. Ja, när din mamma var din ålder träffade jag henne den första gången. Ja. So I just said when I met Molly's mother when she was the same age many years ago for the first time. And there we have Margareta sitting here in this beautiful setting. Hey, hur mår du? Here's the little boy. Yes. And you, yeah. Okay. And this is Jakob, the papa. And there's Solveig busy working behind the counter in the kitchen. It's a beautiful home. Just beautiful. And this keeps everybody warm in the winter. And we have the TV. We have these wonderful bookcases that hold so much. And she is a cat lover. And I brought her that silk cat pillow, and now she's got two more. Yeah. So. And we go out, and we're going to see. Oh, here comes Farfar, Morfar. Hey, Håkan.
Hello.
Here's the Morfar. That means mother's father. And he's got his two favorite babies.
Theo and Molly.
Yes, Theo and Molly. Oh boy. What a picture. And I figured I met Håkan when he was 12. First time. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and join Margareta. Here we are outside enjoying the beautiful weather and great food. Here's Margareta. And here, this is Jakob, who is husband to Veronica. This is Veronica, this beautiful young woman. And this other beautiful woman is Solveig. And she has Molly. Hey Molly! Molly! Ska du vara på TV i USA? Vill du vara på TV? And here we have, over here we have little Theo. And here is Håkan, my cousin Håkan. Yeah. And it's a lovely, lovely day. And I'm going to show you. Here's the table. Here's everybody. And eating and enjoying each other's company. And Swedes love to be outside when the weather is beautiful. So, and Sylvie made a chicken, beautiful chicken, and beautiful vegetables. And so we're going to have a lovely meal. I am now at Yerksetta, which is a department store that has a great cafe. You can see how many people are enjoying that cafe, having their coffee. It's called fika when you have coffee and something sweet to go with it, and then, but the most important part is the social part. And here I'm meeting for the very first time Charlotta, whose nickname is Lotta Johansson, and Desiree Olofsson. They are cousins, and they are relatives of mine that I met on the internet. I met them because of a DNA test. Isn't that amazing? So here we are on the island of Orust, and I'm meeting more cousins. I have so many cousins, I've got to make a big chart, big family tree, so I don't forget. So they've invited me for coffee, and Charlotta, so tell me a little bit about yourself in English.
I'm not used to talk English here, but what will I say?
Where do you work?
I work with unemployed people. I help them in job and education.
Okay, so
in Gothenburg.
Oh, in Gothenburg. Okay, so she works at an employment agency. She helps them probably learning the language, finding jobs, and creating skills for them so they can get a job.
Yep.
And Desiree, you are
a preschool teacher.
Teacher. And how long have you been doing that?
For 20 years.
20 years.
But I also got a farm with cows and horses, cats. So I have a lot to do. Yeah, and 3 boys, but they are grown up.
Okay. Well, but everybody here has a farm with cows and chickens, and yes.
It's really the country.
It is. It's beautiful and wonderful. And I always wonder how my grandmother and my grandfather could have left this beautiful piece of paradise. But those were the days in the 1880s when there were no jobs and people were desperate, and it was always the oldest boy that got the farm. So what happened to the other 7 boys in my grandfather's family? They had to do something else, and my grandfather came to the States, and one of his brothers did too. Anyway, it's wonderful to meet you too, and I am related to Lotta on both sides of my family. My mother's father's side and my mother's mother's side. And you know, that's not so unusual, is it? Because everybody here on Orust marries everybody else.
But they didn't come from Orust. They came from another place.
Oh.
Stenungsund.
Okay, Stenungsund.
So it was a lot of water between the islands. So
there's a ferry that goes from Orust to Stenungsund, and Stenungsund is the first town on the mainland if you're going south toward Gothenburg, right? But that's not such a. They could just hop the ferry.
It was far.
Yeah, but in those days they probably just got in their boat and rowed over. Mm. And how about your family?
Where I live, my family has been lived in the 16th century, I think. But it's on my mother's side.
Oh, okay.
But they were very poor, so she's got a lot of relatives who moved to United States too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they had a boat who was smashed, and then the money was gone.
Okay, and so we say that we have humble beginnings and poor beginnings. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's wonderful to be here and enjoy fika with you both, and to get to know you better. More cousins. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Okay. Thanks again.